Spence, Frank Warren's been talking about Moses Itauma and a potential another headline fight in December. You know anything about that?
Yep, December the 13th, I believe it is, that Moses Itauma, we see him out again. They want a big-name heavyweight. It's one of those with Moses, isn't it? Like, you look at him, and his last 8 or 9 fights, he's been something like 12 rounds. And you go, where is the ceiling for him to get those rounds before he steps up to that another level? You're right, Hrgovic, Ajagba, you know, you're looking at Frank Sanchez, them sort of names now where you go, he's stepping into that elite level, maybe just below elite level, but he needs someone now to give him the rounds before he takes that final step into that. Zhilei Zhang's another great name. No, but that's where you're talking now, right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think it's all about treading water, isn't it, with that young man? They've still got to be careful because we still don't know just how good or how bad he is. I don't want him to get beat, Simon. I want him to go and clean up the heavyweight division.
Absolutely.
But we still need to see the test.
Is Hrgovic the test, though? Like, let's say Hrgovic gets over that cut. It was a horrendous cut, and I'm not sure he'd be ready.
Can't see it.
I'm not, but let's just say, in a fantasy world, Hrgovic was that guy that he was fighting next December. Do you think that would be the right sort of move? Is that where he needs to be?
Safe fight, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to take anything from the Dillian White fight. Obviously, he did it quicker than I expected, but I think like someone along the levels of Hrgovic. But for me, I think Itauma is the real deal. I think he is.
That's what I was going to ask you. Where are you on Moses Itauma?
I think he is the next star of heavyweight boxing. You know, I've seen him develop through the amateurs and what he's doing as a professional, but of course, as a fighter and a fight fan, you need to see those tests, and I think the likes of a Hrgovic is next. But
if you put, given the fact we've just been talking about Fabio Wardley or Joseph Parker, you put Moses Itauma in with either of these two. Does he beat these two?
So which are we talking about?
Talking about Fabio Wardley and Joe Parker. So I'm saying to you that obviously we've got Joe Parker fighting Fabio Wardley, but Moses Itauma, real deal, coming on. Who do we match him against? But just as a sidebar, in this fight, does he beat either those or both of those?
Not so sure he beats Parker. Still think that might be just a little bit bridge too far for him. I'm not even so sure about Fabio Wardley. Because you know Wardley, he's a stayer. And you know he's going to be in that fight till the last bell.
You don't think Moses beats Fabio Wardley?
Not so sure. Not so sure he does. Yeah, listen, what
Really?
Wardley has proven is he's a massive puncher. He's got a heart as big as a bucket. Might not be the bbest boxer in the world, but you know, it doesn't matter who he goes in against, he's going to fight till the end. We don't know that about Moses Itauma just yet. We don't know what the ticker's like. We don't know if he's got.
What do you think to that? Do you agree with that, Dalton?
no, I believe Itauma beats them. But the only thing with Itauma is you might have the world-class talent and everything, but as a fight you've got to develop. You might have everything in the basket, but until you've been in a 12-round fight and got that under your belt, you've got to know to pace yourself.
What about putting a wild hat up your arse and suggesting would he beat Anthony Joshua? Quick.
Why did you throw that question? Why did you throw that question at me? You go, look, who knows where he's at right now? I think that, he's got the capabilities to beat any heavyweight out there right now. That is for sure. But jumping off the back of what Dalton said there, you go, you do need to develop as a heavyweight, because when you get into those penultimate rounds, when you get into like 9, 10, 11, 12, and it becomes hard and it becomes a psychological battle over a physical battle and the technicalities go out of a fight, that's when you find out the makeup of a fighter, and we don't know that yet. No. And, you know, if we put him in against, let's use Hrgovic as an example, and Hrgovic weathers the early storms and he comes through and he's still there around 9, then we get the answers that we need from Moses and Itauma. So until then, it's all speculation. We're just guessing on stuff.
Who I think is a good example of that is Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
Early on in his career, who did he fight? Joe Joyce. If you put a Daniel Dubois then to Daniel Dubois now against that's the same Joyce. I think it's a different fight. That was just how he was allowed to develop.
I'll ask you this question. Would you put Moses Itauma in with Daniel Dubois next if that was the fight that would happen? Let's say this December date that comes up, because that's a possibility.
To what end?
Well, I'm just saying, like Daniel Dubois on the comeback trail, they're both under Frank Warren, and they may say, right, listen, Daniel.
No, I wouldn't, would you?
No, I'm just saying.
Absolutely not.
No, I'm saying, do you think Moses has got the capability of beating someone like Daniel right now?
I
an interesting
I
fight.
don't know why you'd take that risk at this stage with either one of them. You're trying to. Frank's got both of them in his stable. He's trying to rebuild Daniel. So why fling him in against Moses Itauma?
Just ask.
And no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
As a commercial proposition, as a fight, I think it would be an interesting fight. But if I was handling either one of those fighters, you wouldn't do that.
No, not at all. It's too dangerous to fight.
So where do we go? That's the question. Like, the $1 million question is where do you go? Like, we're talking about Hrgovic, we're talking about Frank Sanchez, Jagbar, all those type of guys.
I'll tell you what, put him in tomorrow. See Deontay Wilder? Bring him over. Get him a fight with Wilder.
And he flattens Wilder.
I know he flattens it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know,
Is there any benefit in a David Adelaide?
Good shout.
It's a fair fight. It's a fair fight, but again, it's one that I think Itauma wins.
Yeah.
You know,
but
that would
David hit back.
Yeah. That would be. That's not a bad fight.
Yeah.
In actual fact, that's probably his level where he is right now. With due respect to David Adelaide, who didn't look great in his last fight.
No, he
but
didn't.
at least with Adelaide, you know, if he fights Adelaide, Adelaide's going to come to fight.
Well, he looked good in the 8th round after he got himself off the floor, but he left it too late, didn't he?
Much too late.
I think Adelaide is durable enough to give him a few rounds, and then we get the questions that we need answering.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what all we're banking on at the moment is, can he do the distance?
Yeah.
Can he bite down on his gum shield?
Yeah.
And can he take himself into those later rounds? Apart from that, you go, he's head and shoulders above everyone, right?
Yeah, sure.
Dalton, I want to ask you, Eddie Hearn's been talking about AJ and his future. And now AJ's been out of the ring for a year. We've heard the fact that he didn't take the Dubois rematch because ultimately he was injured. We've heard him being spoken about in terms of Tyson Fury. That doesn't happen because of the fact that the two fighters, or Tyson Fury is retired. We've heard about it with Jake Paul and that particular fight. I've made my views on Anthony pretty clear. I think that Anthony's got a stellar career behind him, and I think that's where it is. It's behind him.
Yeah.
And I think that potentially he should be looking at himself saying, I've made a lot of money, I've got a huge reputation, I was 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, jobs are good, I've done my bits. Where are you on the AJ?
I agree with you on that one. For me, I'm a big AJ fan. Obviously, coming through the GB squads with AJ, obviously he was professional, but I think AJ's achieved what he's set out to do. You know, he's achieved the pinnacle of boxing, he's earned enough money for the rest of his life, his grandkids, and what more does he need to do?
Can he go out though with that loss though, in the manner that he's gone out?
I don't think he wants to go out with a loss. I think that he's still got things that he wants to fulfil in his career. That one of them is boxing.
You think he should retire?
Boxing out in Africa? No, I don't think he should retire. No, I think
he should.
I think that he wants to go out on a win. He deserves that, by the way. He deserves a fight with, let's say, Deontay Wilder over in Africa. Fulfill something that he wanted to do.
For what end? He doesn't need the money.
Why should he retire though?
But I'm asking you why he should continue. He doesn't need the money.
It's not about money.
He gets nothing from fighting Deontay Wilder because everyone thinks Deontay Wilder is done now. So what does it achieve for him?
Do you think Fury should retire then?
If he wants to.
Well, but the point is, that's the point. If
think
AJ wants to, AJ doesn't want to retire. That's the point. It's not about money. It's not about that.
But Tyson Fury hasn't been ironed out. Anthony Joshua was.
But he's been beat twice. The same thing. A loss is a loss. What I'm saying is
AJ. Is it?
Oh no, it's not Spence.
No, but AJ's not got.
Depends on how you lose, doesn't it?
Yeah, but because he lost the way he done to do. Do you think then he should retire off the back of that defeat?
AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think he's done?
Done.
He shouldn't box on no more. Do you think he should box?
I think the only fight that Fury and AJ need to come back for is between those two.
Yeah.
That's the only fight they deserve the people.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So there is a fight out there for him. And by the way, the Deontay
you weren't
Wilder fight is
advocating for
still
that
out there as
ago.
well.
You were talking about a Jagbar or someone else in Africa.
No. Well, for AJ, I didn't say a Jagbar.
Or Tony Yoka. Tony Yoka.
Or Tony Yoka as a comeback fight before he fights.
Right.
Tyson Fury,
Okay.
and because he needs that activity. I think if I'm totally honest, I think there's so much disrespect for Anthony Joshua, and he doesn't deserve that. And do you know what I mean? And that's where I'm at. That's why I'm fighting his corner.
Right,